So I'm on my way to the peaceful and charming Camp Creek Greenway in little old Lilburn, a small town of just 15,168 Georgians. My plan was to just enjoy this trail and the park and the trailside art and the creek and all that stuff. You know how we do it here at Joyful Trails. So I'm sitting at a traffic light just a block or two from my trailhead, and in my peripheral vision something catches my eye. I look over to my left, and this is what I saw. In Lilburn, Georgia, I see this. I was seriously like, what the heck? But I knew the Camp Creek Greenway was calling my name, so I decided I would just have to investigate later. Stick around for the details. You're not going to believe this. This is Lilburn, Georgia, a town that takes up 6.85 square miles in Gwinnett County. The town motto is, small town, big difference. Lilburn was founded in 1890 by the Seaboard Air Line Railway. The area previously known as McDaniel was renamed Lilburn after the general superintendent of the railroad, Lilburn Trigg Myers of Virginia. The town was incorporated in 1910. There's a lot of religious history in Lilburn. We're going to talk about what appears to be a gigantic Far East temple of some sort. We'll talk about that later in the video. But did you know that in 1823, the first church created in the area was the Camp Creek Primitive Baptist Church, which remains active today. In 1840, a group left the church and started another church, Liberty Baptist, now known as First Baptist Church of Lilburn. I mean, that's what Christians do, right? They get mad about something and then go start another church.
Amen.
There's an old youth camp chorus that went kind of like this. They will know we are Christians by our love, by our love. They will know we are Christians by our love. To which I say, hogwash. They will know we are Christians by our capacity to get upset about something, rebel against the pastor, and then go start another church across town.
Amen.
In 1840, a prominent Lilburn family donated land for slaves to establish their own church, Salem Baptist, which still thrives today. In the early 1920s, Lilburn just could not catch a break. First, a fire devastated Lilburn in 1920. The entire business section of town was destroyed except for 2 stores. Shortly after that, Lilburn's cotton was attacked by boll weevils, menacing insects that had spread from Mexico into the United States. Then the Depression of 1929 took a heavy toll on the area, and the town eventually died. Lilburn's government, which was organized in 1910, ceased to exist. According to the interwebs, some claimed that Lilburnites were so quiet, well-behaved, orderly, and law-abiding that there was no need for government. I mean, I feel like that's true for a lot of small towns all across America. But I digress. The need for a water line in 1955 caused Lilburn to form a new city government, and the town began to grow again. Lilburn's downtown is currently undergoing a revitalization. Famous folks from Lilburn include Matt Stinchcomb, former Georgia Bulldog and NFL football player and current TV football commentator. Matt Olson, currently of the Atlanta Braves. Jeff Francoeur, former Braves player and current Braves announcer. A Christian rock band called The Waiting. I used to be in some bands that played with The Waiting every now and then. And comedian John Christ, whose father, if I'm not mistaken, is a former pastor and the current mayor of Lilburn. But enough about boll weevils, depressions, and church splits. We've got a trail to ride. It is the Camp Creek Greenway in Lilburn, Georgia. Let's go check it out.
disagree. We've been on and off, you were never mine to keep. So many times that I have cried when you left me without even saying goodbye. I was longing for you to say you love me back. Yes, I fell in love with you and tried my best to make you love me. And now that you say you want me, oh, my answer's no. Yes, I fell in love with you and tried my best to make you love me. And now that you say you want me, oh, my answer's no.
If you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe, buy some merch, leave a comment, share the video with 10 of your closest friends before midnight tonight, and don't forget to ring the notification bell. And now, back to Joyful Trails. My day began at Comfort Suites in Alpharetta, Georgia. Longtime viewers of this channel may remember my attempt to make one of those do-it-yourself hotel waffles down in Florida that was an epic fail. Well, I thought I would try it again. And this time I think I did pretty good. Not perfect, but steadily improving. It tasted good. That's the important thing, right? Stick around for our exclusive Joyful Trails star rating, another installment of responding to comments, and the answer to what the heck is this and why is it in a small town in the deep south. But first, let's talk about this trail. This is another one of those trails that has a bit of an identity crisis. It's officially known as Camp Creek Greenway, but I also saw signage calling it Greenway Trail, Lilburn Greenway Trail, and Centennial Greenway Trail. So we need to clear that up. Let's just settle on one name and logo, Lilburn. 5.1 miles out and back, the Camp Creek Greenway follows, you guessed it, Camp Creek. It's part asphalt, part concrete, and part boardwalks. And I would suggest starting your ride at Lions Club Park, where there are picnic tables, sports fields, and most importantly, restrooms. This is another trail where profanity is prohibited, so watch your mouth. One of the trail rules says, announce yourself as you approach from behind. Hello, I am Scott Bachman of upstate South Carolina, and I am approaching you from behind. Now this is kind of weird. There's a snitch line. Quote, to report inappropriate behavior, call blah blah blah. Hello, is this the snitch line? Yeah, I want to report a guy. There's a guy out here on the Camp Creek Greenway, and he said a bad word. And he did not announce himself as he approached from behind. I know, it's terrible. What do I think you should do? I think you should lock him up. This trail passes right through Lilburn City Park in Old Town Lilburn. 10 acres of green space, bandstand, splash pad, playground, picnic pavilions, restrooms, all of the things. The park is located at the corner of Main Street and Railroad Avenue. This is one of those trails that sits in a natural floodplain, so it floods during heavy rains, and that's why there appears to be a lot of silt and sand in various spots along the Greenway. If you like ladybugs and butterflies, you'll enjoy this trail. There's a kindness rock garden, whatever that is. If you need a hug, take one of these rocks home and the rock will somehow hug you? I don't get it. There's also some lending libraries, because all God's children love free books, am I right? About 2/3 of the way in, don't miss this spur trail. It has some nice boardwalks through the woods. Now, I'm not sure who is responsible for this art display, but I like it. It is one of the things that really sets this trail apart. By the way, the dog waste bags here in Lilburn are called poopy pouches. If your dog does his business on the trail, just put it in the poopy pouch. It's fun to say. Say it with me. Poopy pouch. Hey, stick around for the honest-to-goodness scoop on this place. But first...
Responding to comments.
Lately, I've been receiving some photos of e-biking couples out on trails. I love it when that happens. For example, here's Mike and Pam from Texas. They say, among other things, "We have loved finding your Joyful Trails channel. Because of your videos, we have made some of our own adventures to the amazing Virginia Creeper Trail and the High Bridge Trail." How about that? Randall and Mrs. Randall rode the Neuse River Trail in North Carolina and then rode from their hotel in downtown Greenville all the way out past where I live in Traveler's Rest. They put in 50 miles that day. Don't they look cute? And then there's Don and his wife Althea from Sugar Mountain, North Carolina. Don writes, "Today the wife and I rode the Tweetsy Trail. Thank you for all your hard work and honest reviews. So far you're spot on with your ratings and recommendations." He continues, "You and Joyful Trails are the reason why we're following these trails. We didn't know what to do. My wife was diagnosed 30 years ago with a condition that sometimes gives her what they call a foggy feeling, so we decided to go with trikes. We wanted to get outside and enjoy trails. Just wanted you to know Joyful Trails really helps us and others. Yes, we wear regular clothes. We're just plain, regular, everyday people learning these new Greenway systems and loving our e-trikes. We always look forward to your next video." Let me tell you something. When I get notes like those, and photos even, it really makes my day, because it shows me that this channel is accomplishing the purpose that I originally hoped that it would.
This has been Responding to Comments.
So, I will keep you in suspense no longer. It's a Hindu temple in small town Georgia. Now, I'm not going to try to pronounce any of these words because I know I would get it wrong, and I don't want people to think I'm purposefully making fun of their thing. Don't want to needlessly offend, but yeah, it is this, and BAPS stands for this. So, I went to Al Gore's internet for the scoop on this place, and you see, what had happened was BAPS followers in the greater Atlanta area started meeting in homes in the 1980s, but they were like, "We need a big church where all of us can meet together and stuff." So in 1988, they purchased a skating rink in Clarkston, Georgia. But in February 2000, a 29-acre plot became available in Lilburn, and they said, "Sold!" A Swami performed religious rites to sanctify the land. You know, get all the southern Christian cooties off of the acreage and everything. And construction, was complete in 2007. So it's a place where Hindu folks from all over the greater Atlanta area can go to church, I guess. It's the tallest building in Lilburn, took 17 months to build, utilizing 1.3 million volunteer hours. It's comprised of 3 types of Turkish limestone, Italian marble, and Indian pink sandstone. And more than 34,000 individual pieces were carved by hand in India, shipped to the USA, and assembled in Lilburn like a giant 3D puzzle. Now, I drove and walked around this whole thing and found that it was like a big compound, like a gated community. It was behind a huge fence, and the only way in and out was past these little guard houses or checkpoints. So I just assumed that visitors were not allowed inside, but then I got home and found out on the internet that I was wrong. Visitors are welcome. You can even go inside, but you have to follow the rules. You have to remain silent, don't touch anything, no photos or video, no breastfeeding, and, oh yeah, clothing must cover your shoulders and your knees. Knees? Well, it's understandable, I guess. I can't tell you how many times I've been at a dinner party and heard 2 guys talking and one says to the other, "Hey, be discreet. But look over there. See John's wife? Check out the knees on her." I mean, I guess it could be like a slippery slope kind of argument, you know? First you're showing your shoulders and your knees, and then before long, you're just out here walking around like a total floozy. Actually, I shouldn't be making light of this topic. There is an immodesty epidemic in America. This is something I notice in my travels and my visits to trails all the time, especially if there's water nearby. I try to avoid talking about it, but eventually we're going to have to talk about it. Like, ladies, young ladies, what's going on? Seriously, what the heck is going on? But you know what? That's another topic for another video. Hey, maybe these Hindu folks have it figured out after all. At least about the shoulders and the knees. Before my visit to Lilburn was done, I decided to grab a quick bite from a place that's never appeared on a Joyful Trails video until now. McDonald's. Yeah, I grabbed a table inside Lilburn's Golden Arches and scarfed down a simple burger and a shake. I'm not going to highly recommend Mickey D's, but it satisfies a certain longing for nostalgia every once in a blue moon. So, what do we think about this trail? Why should you visit the Camp Creek Greenway? Well, I'm going to shoot straight with you. There's no wow factor here. The bike sculpture is cool, as is some of the other artwork, but this is mostly a nice trail for local folks to get some exercise or to use for access to local parks. Don't misunderstand. I very much enjoyed my day in Lilburn. I distinctly remember thinking as I rode the Greenway that day, what a delightful little trail. And that's just what it is. Delightful. Not exciting, not impressive, just delightful. I'll probably never ride it again, but I'm glad I did that day. I was going back and forth trying to decide on a score of 2 or 3, but I'm going to land on 3 stars for the Camp Creek Greenway in Lilburn, Georgia. Now get out there, cover up your knees, and try to find a little joy in the journey. See you next time.